Howdy ho, ladies and foes, and welcome back to another indie game review by the Swedish Wargoat in exile in Norway as always. I promise that this was the longest intro any review of mine will ever see, and I'm sorry about that. I just got a little bit excited considering goats. The Stillness of the Wind was released on Steam on the 7th February 2019, available for Windows, Mac, and is also on the mobile platforms. The current price is €10.49, which is about the same amount in US dollars. Before I bought the game, I read somewhere that this was a relaxed but depressing experience. The part about it being relaxed was also my first initial impression, as I thought this is cute and engaging, milking my goats, but after about an hour or so of gameplay, I was super stressed. First off, you can barely call the Stillness of the Wind for a game, as it is more a narrative-driven existential experience. At a first glance, one might perceive this as a survival game, but it is not. You control old and slow Talma, living in solitude on her farm, tending goats, growing crops, cuddling with goats, picking eggs, milking goats, picking mushrooms, making goat cheese, looking at goats, buying goats, selling goats, defending goats from wolves, etc, etc. There are almost no directions in this game, it just throws you into Talma's shoes, and it's up to you how you spend Talma's time each day and what your routine will be. Will you focus on making sweet goat cheese or grow crops? You decide. You have to keep the old lady alive, tending to your chores, milking your goats while waiting for letters from her relatives that advances the story of the game. Although it can feel quite entertaining the first several game days, as this game contains both goat milking and goat cuddling, it eventually becomes extremely repetitive. Talma is one slow oldie, and as such, every action takes forever to execute. I am more of an arcade gamer and a Street Fighter player, so I can feel my restless leg syndrome kicking off now and again during my 3-hour or so long playthrough, and towards the end my legs are shaking so much I'm about to tear my house down through the vibrations. Goats, but I always like a good experience, and there are goats. Goats on wandering around with this little old lady, tending to my veggies and milking the goats on my journey to the conclusion of this story, which first shows itself at the very end. I have high empathy, love goats, and like a good story, and did actually enjoy my 3 hours with the game, even though it actually should have been a bit shorter, since you look at pointless screens when going to sleep and waking up, which consumes about an hour of playtime of a total of 3 hours. Goats. But there is a heartfelt story here, a story about loneliness and loss, and I am glad I played it all the way through, even though the game is way too slow for my taste. Also, your choices will not impact the end of the game, so there is no replayability whatsoever. Considering the price point of almost €11, I think it's way too steep, but I bought this as a part of an indie bundle, and as such I paid about 50 cents, which makes it worth a playthrough. The score ends up on 5 out of 10. I happen to have one extra Steam key for this game, so if you are interested to experience the goats and story in the Stillness of the Wind, please like the video and leave a comment that you want the key. Also remember to subscribe for more indie game reviews and free Steam keys in the future, as I will be passing these out from time to time. Peace out.